Fear the beer. There has been good reason for opposing hitters to heed this advice all season long. Corey Kluber now tied for the league lead in wins and complete games. He's 8th in strikeouts, tops in innings pitched, and 5th in the AL in earned run average last night. His efforts helped the Indians win again, and now they're on the verge of sweeping this series of the Ohio Cup. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. Corey Kluber was outstanding offensively. No surprise, Jose Ramirez doing it again. He should be named the most outstanding player of this Ohio Cup series, but he has his eyes on an even bigger prize.
Well, when you want to talk about instant offense, it's Jose Ramirez. In the first inning last night, another base hit, another RBI. This guy is out of this world. He makes a double out of this single right here. He sent Brantley to third, and then in his third at-bat, he hits a home run. This guy is having a very special year for the Cleveland Indians. We see something special every night. Look at his rankings. Second in home runs behind J.D. Martinez. Third in RBI. Walks, he's second behind Mike Trout. Extra base hits, he's behind J.D. Martinez. And stolen bases, he's tied with D. Gordon out in Seattle. So, I mean, I don't know how much better you can do.
He's having a great season, and he will obviously continue that here tonight in Cincinnati as the Indians go for a sweep of the Reds. We'll be back with the play-by-play coming up in a little bit. Alan Jensen are up next with the Showstopper. Plus, we'll check in with Andre Knott, all coming up. Cleveland Indians baseball is brought to you by Who But W.B. Mason, the official office supplier of the Cleveland Indians. And by Cleveland Clinic Express Care online. Tap the app for 24/7 virtual visits.
The final game in their week series here, this early week portion, of course, the season series as well. Indians in the lead 3-2 here in 2018. Hi again, along with Jensen Lewis. Al Pulowski with you. Thanks for joining us here today. Let's take a look at our showstopper. The National League West is certainly living up to its moniker as the Wild Wild West. First of all, last night, Dodgers and Giants, and Yasiel Puig instigating a fight.
Yeah, he and Nick Hundley did not like each other at that point. Well, Hundley didn't take too kindly to whatever Puig said. Bench is empty, and frustration for the Los Angeles Dodgers would absolutely boil over, because guess what? They blow another one late in this one, as Hansen would be able to get the game winner. It's been really interesting to see how the Dodgers have fallen on hard times. 5th consecutive loss, and that really is because of the loss of Kenley Jansen, that closer role. But the Giants now out. Your pick for the World Series. It won't happen, but they're hanging in there. They get back above 500. They're right in that NL West.
All right, 61-60 is where San Francisco is right now. 5 games back. They're in the wild card race, as are a lot of teams in the National League.
Yeah, it's going to be great in September. We're going to be scoreboard watching a bunch over there in the NL, but 2 of the 3 divisional spots in the AL, we feel pretty much wrapped up.
All right, Matt Underwood and Rick Manning coming up next with today's first pitch between the Indians and the Reds here today from rainy Cincinnati at Great American Ballpark. We're starting on time, though. The Indians will go for the sweep and their 5th straight win. Keep it here on Sports Time Ohio.
Is very light at the moment, and we're going to start on time, and hopefully the rain will just move right on out of the area, and we won't have any stoppages or delays here this evening as the Indians go for a 3-game sweep. Let's take a look at our great clip of the game. Shane Bieber can handle the bat, Rick.
Well, June 27th in St. Louis. He ends up getting a double. First pitcher to do that for his first hit since Jake Westbrook did it. And look at, he's sliding in there. Looked like an athlete going in. First major league hit a double, and I'm betting on him tonight to get one more.
Down to Andre with our Hear Right sounds of the game.
Well, Shane Bieber is the leader in the clubhouse right now when it comes to pitchers getting hits. He's tied with Cookie Carrasco. We know Cookie can't get a hit, so the conversation was had between he and Mike Clevenger of who's the best athlete and what they'll win when they have the most hits out of all the pitchers.
He got lucky, which, I mean, he more so thinks he totally knew what was going on. If you watched for his second AB, him shaking off that umpire called a strike like he knew the zone after getting it. Third AB, my bad, third AB. And then the next day, trying to give Frankie tips while he's at the plate from the dugout, like, but, you know, so we can catch him. We can humble him back.
Jeez, Clev never embellishes anything, does he?
No, not at all.
Yeah, that's all true, what he said.
Well, what do you have coming now? Because now, you know, they may even have a scouting report on you.
I'm just, it's probably the first time I've ever been excited to pitch in a hitter's park, so hopefully it'll be fun to be able to put the bat on the ball again.
That's the name of the game. Just put
Absolutely.
the bat on the ball.
That keep it simple right there. Atta boy. Let's take a look at Robert Stevenson, who is going to make the start today for Cincinnati. He will be the Northern Ohio Hyundai starting pitcher. It's his second start this year. He has never faced the Cleveland Indians. So he will be getting the first look at this offense. And if he's been watching the last 2 days, they have been swinging the bats very well. So he will have his work cut out for him. In his last start against the Mets, he only went 4 innings, gave up 3 hits, but he walked 5 batters in that game, struck out 4, and he ended up taking the loss. So he's going to have to be on his game and throwing strikes against the Tribe tonight.
And the Indians starting lineup brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Francisco Lindor, the major league leader in runs scored, will lead it off. Michael Brantley batting second. Jose Ramirez is third. Then Yonder Alonso, Melky Cabrera, and Jason Kipnis, followed by Greg Allen, Roberto Perez, and the pitcher Shane Bieber.
Cincinnati defense is Tucker in left, Hamilton in center, Irvin over in right. It'll be Suarez at third base, Peraza at short, Jeanette is at second, Votto at first, and Barnhart doing the catching.
And Robert Stevenson's first pitch is a fastball right down the heart of the plate for strike one.
Another pitcher that comes out of the stretch as a starter.
That fastball just a bit high. Game time temperature 76 degrees.
That rain cooled it off.
Sure did.
I mean, when we were getting on the bus to come over here today, it was torrential downpour.
Missed inside. 2 balls and a strike. And a foul right back. It's been all fastballs here from Stevenson.
And the amazing thing, Matt, the scouting report I was told, he likes to show his fastball and then try to get you out on the breaking stuff and off speed. But there's 4 straight fastballs to start this game.
Now the 2-2. There came with a changeup and missed up and away. Payoff pitch, up high, ball 4. So the leadoff man is aboard for the Indians. Jim Reynolds behind the plate calling the balls and strikes. Chad Whitson is at first. Crew chief Mark Wegner down at second. John Tumpane is at third.
And I think that's why they're going to have to remain patient as hitters against this guy. Force him to get in the strike zone consistently.
Michael Brantley is 4 for 10 in the series. He is now 8th in the American League in batting average, hitting .300. And he brings a 4-game hitting streak into tonight's game, going 8 for his last 17. Pulls it foul. He has swung the bat particularly well against Cincinnati pitching. 8 hits and 22 at-bats against the Reds. Cincinnati plays Brantley straight up defensively. Lindor draws a throw. He has stolen 19 on the year. He's 9th in the American League in stolen bases. Lindor was stuck on 99 runs there for a bit. He's gone over the hump there at 102. The next dominoes to fall: 19 steals, 39 doubles, 29 home runs.
A lot of nines there.
Yeah.
Round numbers to follow.
Looked like he had his 20th stolen base earlier in the series, but the Cincinnati Reds challenged the call, and it was overturned on replay, and he was called out because he had momentarily came off the bag at second. Brantley sucks one off the glove of Peraza, and Lindor will stop at second. It was a scorching line drive. Peraza got leather on it, couldn't reel it in.
Well, that's one ball that's hit, I mean, right on the nose, and Peraza, the only chance was going into the glove. Goes off the end of it, trickles into center field. So Michael's going to have another base hit in this series and continue to have that magic wand working.
Different circumstances. But similarly, the Indians got their first 2 men on last night. That ultimately led to 4 first-inning runs. Last night it was a hit and then a walk. Tonight a walk, then a hit. Storylines brought to you by Wayside Furniture. Jose Ramirez this year against Cincinnati is on track to be named the Most Outstanding Player Award winner of this Ohio Cup Series.
Boy, and he's been unbelievable this year in the first inning. Helped giving the Tribe early leads all year long, whether it be on the road or at home.
He is 7th in the American League in batting average, 2nd in homers, 3rd in runs batted in. Takes outside, and it's 3-0.
Yeah, after the way the first 2 games went, Jim Riggleman, boy, he doesn't want to see another one get away from his ball club early. But it's starting early.
The opportunity certainly is there. And Ramirez jolts one down the line, but that's going to be fouled just a bit out in front of it. But he basically just told Robert Stevenson, don't think you're going to lay one in here and get it past me.
I think everybody knows that. 3-0. He will be ready. He was trying to cheat on that pitch and hook it.
(3-1). And Ramirez clobbers one high in the air, deep center. Back is Hamilton at the wall, makes the catch. And the runners will have to retreat. Boy, Ramirez almost drove it out of here for his 37th home run of the year, but comes up just short.
Yeah, just a little bit. I don't know if it was off the bat. You see off the plate on their Nissan pitch track. You see that ball ran away, and he tried to hit it to right center field. And there's Hamilton right at the base of the wall to get the first out. And boy, you can breathe a sigh of relief if you're Stevenson. He's talking about how that pitch is
moving away from him.
Yeah, exactly.
Couldn't quite get the barrel to it.
He told him it was just a matter of an inch or so.
Well, Yonder Alonso with 2 on and 1 out. Not only in this series, but all season long, the Indians have thrived by getting to the opposition early. In the first 2 games of this series, they've outscored Cincinnati in the first 4 innings by a score of 8-1. (1-0) pitch. In off the plate, drives Alonso off the dish. And it's 2-0. And when you take a look at what they've done all season long, Rick, almost 2.6 runs a game. That's the most in the majors. And a plus 113 run differential in the first 4 innings. That's the best.
And that's what they did last year when they got onto that roll. They did it early.
The 2-0. Swung out and missed.
Well, you can see that ball running away, and that's exactly how he came back on Ramirez. But boy, they are really making him work. 17 pitches, he's still thrown more balls than strikes.
Just off the plate, 3-1.
That's not the way you want to pitch to this lineup. The way they're swinging the bats, you don't want to pitch from behind. He's been like that since hitter number 1.
Fouled right back.
Again, I think they're helping him out there. That ball off the plate. I think both the pitches that Yonder has swung at in this at bat have been off the plate, even though he's had the count in his favor. They look good, but I don't think they're quite in the zone. Watch the tail on this pitch. You see, it's running off the plate. See where the catcher has to really reach out and get that ball. He's done that twice on the 2-0 pitch and on a 3-1 pitch.
Swing and a miss. He gets the strikeout. Boy, is that a big out for Stevenson. 2 down.
It's looking like a changeup here. 3-2. He comes back, and after he's running away with it, 87-mile-an-hour changeup, which was really a good pitch. You see, that one's down in the zone and tough to get to, and he gets Alonso to strike out. So now a chance to get out of the inning.
Melky Cabrera. Boys, he had a good series. 5 for 8, 3 runs batted in. And now it's 0-2. Boy, if Stevenson can get out of this, that will provide, you would have to think, a big lift to his club.
Well, just for his own psyche, too. I think after the first 2 were on and having to face Ramirez and falling behind, and he just missed a home run ball.
Those guys out in the field, too, must have been thinking, walk, hit. Oh, here we go again.
Yeah.
But he gets the long fly ball out, the strikeout. And he has Cabrera down on the count 1-2. Boy, Lindor may have really unnerved Stevenson. He was dancing around there at second base. And he may have just distracted him enough because that last pitch was nowhere close.
Well, they have 2 outs. He better concentrate on the hitter right now and quit worrying about Lindor.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss. He strikes him out and gets out of the jam. No runs, a hit, 2 stranded. The Reds are coming to bat.
Had a no decision, walking 2, striking out 8. They ended up losing that game, but Bieber pitched very, very well, but they couldn't score for him in his first start ever against the Cincinnati Reds.
Starting 9 for Jim Riggleman. Jose Peraza leading it off. Joey Votto is second. Eugenio Suarez bats third. Scooter Gennett, Preston Tucker, and Tucker Barnhart in the middle. Phillip Ervin bats seventh. The pitcher, Robert Stevenson, is eighth, and Billy Hamilton second in the National League in stolen bases will bat ninth. First pitch strike from Shane Bieber. Line drive, right center field. It's in the alley. That'll go to the wall. Peraza into second base with a leadoff double for Cincinnati.
Well, this is the Cincinnati club. They can hit the fastball, so you're going to have to locate it. He goes in with a low fastball, and he stayed on and drives it to right field. Put a good swing on it. Peraza now with his 23rd double. That plugs the gap, gets all the way to the wall, so Cincinnati has their leadoff man on.
Joey Votto, #1 in the National League and on base percentage at .425. But the Indians have held him in check so far in the series. He is just 1 for 7 with a double. The name of the game in these days is power. Everybody wants to see home runs, but it's also getting on base. That's what people focus on. And for Joey Votto, there are only 2 guys in baseball that have been on base more than him this year. Mike Trout, Jose Ramirez.
Well, he's always, I mean, in his career had a great on base percentage, one of the best of all time.
Hard to get him to chase. But Kluber had his number last night, struck him out a couple of times. Boy, that was a patented Joey Votto. Let me just spoil this pitch somehow, some way.
And it's amazing that he can get a piece of it to stay alive. Look at that ball, almost looked like it was going to hit him in the leg, and he was able to get the bat out there just to foul it off.
In the air to center. Back goes Greg Allen. Still going back. Now backpedaling makes the catch. Gets rid of it to Lindor. Here's the throw to third, but it's in the dirt. And the call is safe. Might have been tough for Lindor to get a grip on that ball because it skipped on the grass. Let's take another look here.
Well, this ball was hit high, and Allen just had to backpedal to get back there. You know, I don't know if it's tough to see up there at night right now with the twilight where he could break back and get to the wall first, but he sort of drifted on that ball. By the time he could get it to Lindor, you'll see Frankie go out and he gets it at times. See, he just had a hard time picking that ball up. So first of all, you have to catch it. And then second of all, you look for the runner, but it was late for Peraza to go back and tag up, but he was able to get it done.
tied him up. Suarez, speaking of tied up, the Reds have tied him up. 7-year extension through 2024. Signed that back in March. 27 years old, so good young player. I mean, he's top 10 in average homers, runs batted in.
Yeah, he's having a great year. And the table set for him here to give him the lead in the first.
These are those situations, though, even as good as he has been with 88 runs batted in, second most in the National League. Get that guy at third, take advantage of a hitter's aggressiveness. And that's what Bieber's done here early in the account. He's got him down 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and there are 2 down.
Well, he went at him. He got ahead of him with the fastball and showed that he's got pretty good zip on it. And then came back and he put him away with a couple of breaking balls. So there's the curveball. He gets the swing and the miss. He gets the second out. Let's check out that defense for you. Brought to you by Chrysler. It'll be Brantley on left, Allen in center, Cabrera in right, Ramirez and Lindor on the left, Kipnis and Alonso on the right, with Perez getting the start tonight.
Throwing a lot of strikes is nothing new for Shane Bieber, whether it's called strikes or swinging strikes. He's 5th best in baseball this year. You're talking 32.9% of his pitches for strikes. His teammate Carlos Carrasco is 1/10 of a percentage point better at 33%. Trevor Bauer is 8th best at 32.6%. Then Clevenger and Kluber are 39th and 40th respectively, but they're at 30%. So they're only 2% less than Bauer.
That shows you what this staff does. They come out and they want to get ahead of you.
Conversely, on the other side, Cincinnati, they have one of their starting five among the top 40. Only one. One pitch. Jeanette fouls it off. Jeanette comes in tied for 6th in the American League with a .304 batting average. Even though since the All-Star break, he has batted just .212. Lines this one to right, and the Reds take the lead.
Tried to sneak a heater by him inside and couldn't get it done. So a 2-out base hit. Jeanette gets his 70th RBI, and Cincinnati takes an early lead.
He was 2 for his last 20.
Watch him try and sneak the fastball in, and boy, those hands just reacted quickly, didn't they? He gets on top of it for a left-hander. That was above the belt, so good job of hitting by Jeanette.
Cincinnati led briefly on Monday night when Tucker Barnhart hit a solo homer in the 2nd inning. Then the Indians came back with 2 in the 3rd, and they would go on to win 10-3. Blocked by Perez, keeps Jeanette at first. 2-0 the count. Preston Tucker has gone 2 for 5 in the series. check. They appeal. He did not go. 3-1. Tries to pull it. It goes foul. 3 balls, 2 strikes with a runner at first, 2 down here in the first. Jeanette will be off on the pitch. Indians have the infield aligned, as you see, Lindor right up the middle. Alonso will drop behind Jeanette. Once Bieber delivers the ball toward home plate. That's trouble. That's deep. And that is gone. 2-run homer makes it a 3-run first for Cincinnati. 5th home run of the year for Preston Tucker. And the 7th allowed by Shane Bieber in just over 64 innings of work.
They not only get their first 2-out hit, they follow it up with a 3-2 home run. He's going to get a fastball, and I mean, it's down there, middle of the plate, and he took advantage of it. Had a good pitch to hit, not where Bieber wanted it, and he hits it out of the ballpark. His 5th homer.
So Cincinnati comes out and lands a haymaker in the opening round. And Bieber, over 20 pitches, still has work to do to get out of the inning. Tucker Barnhart is 2 for 6 in the series with a triple and a home run. And that ball is in the dirt. 2-0. Well, it was a long first inning for Robert Stevenson, but he got out of it unscathed. Same could not be said for Bieber. Barnhart is batting just 194 over the last 24 games. To center. Greg Allen won't get it. Barnhart goes into second base with a double, and Cincinnati really teeing off here in the first inning. 4 hits, 3 of the 4 have been extra base hits.
And this is the first one that came on an off-speed pitch. I think this was a breaking ball from Shane. Yeah, it was, and it was out over the plate and gave him some extension, and he drilled it. Allen did a nice job of cutting it off. While he does, that's going to make Carl Willis come out and have a talk with Shane Bieber.
.27 pitches in the inning for Bieber. He's thrown 18 strikes, but boy, there have been a few over the middle of the plate, and Cincinnati hitters have not missed him.
Yeah, the first 3 hits were on fastballs. That, you know, the one he tried to get inside to Jeanette with 2 outs, he just had quick hands and fought that one off for a base hit. But then the home run and the leadoff double had a little too much of the plate.
Phillip Ervin, the 7th man to bat in the inning. That got a piece of Roberto Perez on the foul. Irvin has hit in 15 of the 21 games he's played. Nothing in 2. With a runner at second, 2 down here in the first. Bouncer to Kip. And the inning is over. Cincinnati scores 3 runs on 4 hits here in the first, and they lead it 3-0. It's only $15, so come on down with your friends and enjoy the game from the drink rails and left or the corner and right. You can only get them online at Indians.com/district ticket. And the district will be jumping this weekend when the Indians return home for a brief 3-game homestand against the Baltimore Orioles. Friday night, Saturday is a late afternoon 4:05 start, and Sunday a traditional 1 o'clock series finale. So hope to see you down at the ballpark this coming weekend. 7 o'clock Friday, 4 o'clock Saturday, 1 on Sunday. Jason Kipnis leads off. Indians in an early 3-0 hole. Kipnis 2 for 8 in the series, a double, 2 runs batted in.
Well, now the Indians have to go to work offensively. Shane Bieber, he's got to put zeros on the board, and the offense has got to start pecking away.
(3-0). Jason taking it, it's ball 4, and the leadoff man is aboard for the 2nd inning in a row via the walk.
Well, MLB TV is available at a lower price for $49.99. Watch every out-of-market regular season game, plus get a free subscription to MLB At Bat Premium. Blackout and other restrictions apply. You can visit MLB.tv to take advantage of this special offer.
Greg Allen. In the dirt, it gets away. Kipnis will go to second. So a wild pitch puts Jason in scoring position.
Well, this is it, man. You have to take advantage now. You get opportunities. He walks the first guy. You wild pitch him to second base. Now you get him over and get him in, and you get on the board.
Top of the strike zone with a high fastball, 1-1. Down low, and it's 2-1.
You know, as a hitter, it's sort of tough to sit on this guy just from watching him the first 2 innings, because one's up, one's down. They're all over the place. Tough to sit on any one thing. You just got to look for a ball, say middle of the plate, and get after it.
Greg Allen shoots it up the middle. Jason Kipnis coming home. Here's the throw. It is not in time. Kipnis beats the tag. It's a pretty good throw, I tell you. Hamilton got it to the catcher just before Kipnis came home. But it looked like Barnhart just couldn't really get a good handle on the ball. And the Indians are on the board on the RBI hit by Allen.
Well, the walk, the wild pitch pays off, and there's one down the middle, and he takes it right back up the middle. So back come the Indians. They're on the board, and Hamilton has a very good, strong, accurate arm. Yeah, that ball arrived just about the time Kipnis was coming in. For Barnhart, he's got to try to slide with it and catch the ball and sort of tag it without blocking the plate. But Kip got in there safely.
Just what they needed to come right back on answer. As Cincinnati scored 3 in the bottom of the first. They get on the board, steal a little of that momentum away. The pitcher Shane Bieber is on deck. Up and in, and Stevenson is really all over the place. Allen is off. The pitch is low. The throw is nowhere near in time. And Greg Allen has his 10th stolen base of the year, and he is yet to be caught.
He had a terrific jump. And, you know, Barnhart made a good throw. It's just that Allen stole it off Stevenson, the pitcher. Gets down there easily. So now, nice job.
Pitching coach Danny Darwin is going to go out for a chat. And Roberto Perez is sitting pretty with a 2-0 count.
Yeah, you've got the pitcher on deck. So with Perez, you don't want to help him out. Again, I think it's tough to sit in any location from this guy. So just look for one down the middle, because he is throwing it all over, up and down. Darwin just coming out to try and settle him down. His offense gave him 3 runs in the bottom half of the first, and he walked the leadoff man to come out in this inning. So they already have their bullpen up and throwing. So that tells you why Darwin's out there. They're not going to sit and wait.
Well, Jim Riggleman's probably sitting there thinking, and we finally got some runs early in a game. Can't afford to just give it right back to him.
Right.
But that's exactly what the Indians aim to do here. 2-0 count for Roberto. He's ready to pounce, but he cracked his bat.
Okay.
Loses a little steam. Greg Allen gets back to tag. He's headed to third, and he will be in there safely. So a productive out for Perez, thanks to the hustle by Greg Allen.
Yeah, you're right. And even though the pitcher's coming up, that 90 feet means a big deal. So that was really nice hustle by Allen to get himself to third. Now it's up to Bieber.
All right, let's go down to Andre.
All right, it's up to Biebs. He has a Sean Armstrong bet. Don't ask me why. That's what he has as he goes to talk to Mike Sarbaugh. Now, there's people listening and watching all over. And when I did that first report of the game, that guy in that card right there that we said may be the best athlete, he's watching and says, don't let these guys fool you. The best athlete is Josh Tomlin amongst the pitchers, is what he told me. He says they'll never catch him. He didn't realize this is just a season thing, not for a career. But he says none of these guys are as good as him. Remember that.
All right, here's Shane Bieber trying to get that runner home from third. And the pitch is down low.
Starts him off with a breaking ball. How rude.
Sean Armstrong had his own bets. Who knew?
Well, all these pitchers get him now, but he's bringing that one out of the archives. I don't know how good that wood is. It's been sitting around for a while. I want some fresh lumber, but he's got a little grip on it down on the handle, and he's sitting in a pretty nice count here. Come on, Biebs, look for one down the middle.
Inside 3-0. It seems like, Arch, every hitter has had the count in their favor.
Yeah, this guy is so erratic. And you know, you look at the manager, he's frustrated. Really frustrated. There's nothing worse than a pitcher going out there and just walking and falling behind on every hitter.
Ball 4. He walks the pitcher, Bieber.
DeAndre, he's afraid of him.
The friendly confines of Great American Ballpark have turned hostile toward Robert Stevenson.
Well, I told you he had 5 walks in this last start. Now he just set the table for this inning, and that was the bottom part of the lineup where you can go out there and you hope your pitcher has a easy inning. Well, he's making it really difficult on himself.
Well, if there is such a thing as a cardinal sin, it's walking the pitcher.
Yeah. Well, he did it in his last start against the Mets. If you think about it, they intentionally walked the number 8 hitter to pitch to the pitcher, and he walked them on 4 pitches. It was DeGrom who was hitting. He fell behind 2-0 and ended up throwing him 2 breaking balls for balls.
That's where a catcher's got to say, hey, wait.
I know it. I know.
Lindor threw the bat at a 1-0 pitch.
That I don't get. That was a changeup, and he was fooled. That's the only thing I could figure out. Well, his fastball's everywhere. He struck out Alonso on a slider, and he got Cabrera on a changeup. He said Frankie with 2 pretty awkward swings.
Cincinnati plays Lindor straight. I mean, straight up. In the dirt, and a good block by Barnhart.
This ball way out in front of the plate. Probably a changeup, but does a nice job to keep it on that chest protector and not let it get away from him.
Out of plate on the left side. Only 19 strikes out of the 45 pitches thrown by Robert Stevenson. But like the first inning, he's got a chance still to get out of this. The 1-2, way outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Lindor. Who knows how long the leash is, but Jim Riggleman has got to be running out of patience in the Cincinnati dugout.
Well, this hitter will dictate it.
The 2-2. And Frankie flips it out of play.
That's all off-speed pitches. You know, it's tough to tell his slider from his changeup. His slider's similar to the same speed. 85, 86, 87 there. His slider goes straight down. His changeup usually goes down and away. But it's tough to pick up the spin.
Two. Popped up foul and out of play.
Well, it is, and Frankie's starting to get geared in on all the off-speed pitches because he has only seen 1 fastball in this at bat. And he's thrown him 8 pitches, so 7 off-speed pitches.
Cincinnati leading it 3-1. The Indians with a chance right here. The 2-2. Lindor out in front of it, pulls it down the line, foul.
It's just it's tough waiting back for all that stuff. You see, he's fouled it off left. He's fouled this one off right. He caught a hanger here, but you're still a little too quick out in front.
Wow, he broke his bat fouling that pitch off.
Off the end, he's got to get himself a new piece of lumber. Already at the 50 pitch mark, we're in the top half of the 2nd inning. This has been a long inning and a third. There's the slider. You could tell by the spin, but way down, and he's reaching to just get a piece of it, and he does.
The 11th pitch of the at bat, and that's pulled foul.
Hitting everything in sight.
Yeah, I agree with you. If he doesn't get Lindor, his night's got to be over.
I would certainly think so.
Tying run at first base. And a weak ground ball to first. Votto will get the out there. Scoring on the play is Allen. It's now 3-2. And the tying run for the Indians is now in a scoring position, though it is the pitcher out there running, Shane Bieber. Lindor has his 75th run batted in on the year, and he came in among the top 10 in the American League in that category. That was one long at bat, and you always wonder what the after effect is on a pitcher after he has a long at bat. Could Brantley be the guy that benefits the most? Down low, ball 1. Although I think you've already hit the nail on the head. Stevenson's been so wild tonight. It's hard for any hitter to really go up there with a good idea what you're going to look for.
Yeah, because he has no clue where his fastball's going, and his breaking stuff is very inconsistent. And he has had to work, and I mean labor. Well, you know what? If he could get him through this hitter here, he's up third in the inning, and I'd be surprised to see him go back out there because I don't think he even he's up second. No, I take it back. He's hitting eighth tonight. He's up first. Yeah, this is it's hard to watch. There is no consistency whatsoever. Brantley's not going to help him. .55 pitches in an inning and 2/3.
Sal Romano only lasted an inning and 2/3 last night. Just barely shaved the outside corner
Right,
with that
was
pitch.
not a good one to swing at because it was running away from you.
Here is the 3-1. And that is ball 4.
Gotta get him,
and that
Skip.
is the end of the line for Robert Stevenson.
No doubt.
The second night in a row a Cincinnati starting pitcher lasts just an inning and 2/3. And so the Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen has been made by Jim Riggleman. And a left-hander by the name of Cody Reed will be coming on when we come back. Reed making his 6th appearance. 6 innings. He's given up 5 runs on 6 hits. 1 walk, 8 strikeouts.
Reed is with his 3rd stint with Cincinnati this year. Coming in with 2 men on, facing one of the best hitters in the game from the right side. But he throws a strike.
Only 5 of the runs, or I should say only 3 of the 5 runs he's allowed have been earned runs. Jose Ramirez fly to deep center in the 1st. A little bit outside. Field. inning over. Indians get 2. They close the gap to a run middle of the second inning. Indians starting pitchers in the month of August 8-1 with a 1.77 ERA. Shane Bieber, a little trouble here at the outset, giving up 3 runs in the first. We'll see if he can bounce back. His counterpart was gone after just 57 pitches tonight.
Well, we've seen Bieber do this before, where he's given up some runs early, then really get down, settle in. I'm thinking that one game was against Kansas City in early July. They got to him early, and then he put zeros on the board until the offense came back and got him some runs. Well, they come right back in the second inning, and they get 2 on the board, so he knows right now it's his job to put a 0 up there and see how he's just got to get the ball out of the middle of the plate.
Cody Reed, the new pitcher, leads off. As a hitter, Reed just 0 for 2, as you see on the year. Two and 1 the count. Cody Reed, then Billy Hamilton and Jose Peraza for Cincinnati in the second inning. Swung on and missed. He struck him out.
Go back to that first inning, and Shane gave up 4 hits. There's a fastball that came middle third that he went the other way on. Tried to get a ball inside there. He just, and I think that's just good hitting. That ball was a mistake, pitched down the middle, and he drove it out of here. And then he finally gave up a breaking ball that had a little too much of the plate. He's got to get away from the middle of the plate. Never really was able to settle in after that leadoff double, but he did get the 2 outs. He struck out Suarez to have a chance to get out of the inning.
Now Cincinnati batting with 1 out in the bottom of the second inning, and we have already played an hour of baseball.
No, that's par for getaway day. You know that.
2-1. Hamilton has hit in 7 in a row. Out of play, 2-2. And a full count. Hamilton checks the end of the bat after he fouls it back to the screen. And the 3-2 pitch is fouled. What, did you see the swing he just put on that ball?
Yeah, and it came close to staying fair. He was laughing. It's like an emergency swing. He sees it. He was beat by that pitch, but he found a way to stay alive for another pitch.
He's learned by watching Joey Votto, maybe, huh?
Yes, indeed.
Lifted to center. Greg Allen closing in a hurry. Can't make the play. Hamilton will go to second base.
Their third double already tonight, and he comes out and it's a soft line drive. He didn't hit it all that hard, and you can see Allen coming in. He has to go out and dive, and it goes off the end of his glove and couldn't make the catch.
Well, Cincinnati has the speedster in scoring position now for the top of the order, Jose Peraza. Peraza doubled and scored in the first. And now a routine fly ball in a right center field, and it's Melky who takes charge. 2 away.
Well, it's going to be Dollar Dog Night on Friday as we return and host the Baltimore Orioles. 10,000 fans will receive an Indian Yard flag courtesy of Progressive, and stay after the game for a Jim Thome celebration fireworks display presented by Pierre's. Get your tickets at Indians.com or by using the ballpark app.
Joey Votto with a runner at second and 2 down. Votto flied to deep center in the first inning. Bounced out in front of the plate. I want to send out happy birthday wishes tonight to Wayne Straw in Lyndhurst, celebrating his 60th birthday tonight. Happy birthday, Wayne. Indians trying to finish off a sweep here in Cincinnati. They've won 4 in a row and 11 of their last 14. Whoa. Perez can't find it. Hamilton goes for third, and he is safe.
Well, not much you could do here. He had to make a jump save just to get some leather on that ball, and with Hamilton running, you're not going to get him. Nothing you could do. That'll be a wild pitch. 4th for Bieber. This game in the first 2 innings has been ugly.
2-0 count, meanwhile, on Votto. And he drills one to left. Back goes Brantley. Makes the catch. So Bieber keeps the Reds off the board. Cincinnati leads it 3-2 as we head to the third. Hey, just a reminder, if you're enjoying a cold one, to stay tuned later in the game for our Miller Lite Hold True moment. Third inning, 3-2 Cincinnati. Yonder Alonso will lead off, then Melky Cabrera and Jason Kipnis. Indians down a run at 3-2. Cody Reed got the last out of the second inning, stays on to pitch here in the third. One and one. Alonso just reached out and poked it by the third baseman Suarez, and the Indians have their leadoff man aboard for the third straight time.
Beautiful. I can't tell from where I'm sitting right now, but was this pitch elevated? And let's see. Yeah, that's a nice job of just staying on the baseball, going the other way. They were off the line. They were playing him as he's going to roll over on that ground ball, but that's the way you beat the shift yonder. Good swing. Base hit for him. Third hit for the Indians. And you can see he's gone to left field the shortest number of times, but 18 of those hits.
Up the middle, double play ball. There's one and two. That'll bring up Jason Kipnis. Great American Ballpark here in Cincinnati. Located literally on the banks of the Ohio River. Center field, inning over. Midway through the third, 3-2 Reds.
Kids Fun Day. Enjoy $2 soda, freeze pops, chip, and nacho cheese from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. while supplies last. Also, 5,000 kids will receive a toy truck. That'll be courtesy of WB Mason. That'll be Sunday, and then we're back out on the road again.
Yeah, just a quick stop.
On the road again.
Eugenio Suarez leads off the bottom of the third for Cincinnati. Struck out his only time up. Two balls and a strike. Suarez, as I mentioned before, 27 years old. He has 97 career doubles, 90 career home runs. 2-2.
Well, we remember when this guy was coming up with Detroit before he had an everyday job. And never thought he was going to develop into the hitter he is right now.
Got the bat, strikes him out. He thinks he's drawn a walk.
Yeah, he did. You see, he don't think he hit it. He thought it was ball 4, but the umpire said it caught a part of the bat. And then let's see if we can hear it. And that's what, yeah, it tipped the bat, and that's what Riggleman wants to see. Sounded like it, didn't it? Didn't it
Sure
sound like
did.
there was a little tip there?
Yeah.
Well, he was right on it. The umpire, give him credit. Riggleman's going to argue, but not much you can do there. He'll give Bieber the strikeout.
Number 3 for Bieber. And that will bring up Scooter Gennett.
Arch, help us out. Help the listeners out. I'm talking to Scooter Gennett. We did the story on his bats and how they originate from Stark County. And one of the main things he told me is that it was always hard for a player like him to get decent wood for his bats. What is the difference when you can't? Can you tell the difference as a hitter?
Well, when you get your bats, you look for the grain, how thick the grain is in the barrel of the bat. Sometimes when you get, you know, like an ash bat or something, and sometimes the grain when you're not a, let's say, a better player or upper echelon player may be a little close together, and it would chip a lot, or you may have to go through quite a few bats. And sometimes I heard him talk about it, and I watched that interview, Andre, with the handles may be different when you get a dozen, and you know, it's nice when you can get them and they all feel the same right out of the box.
Well, that's what he said. Now he's using maple. Now the same thing that you're talking about, that was what Jose Ramirez went through last year. We make a lot of jokes about him using others' bats, but he always felt that Lindor got better wood than he got.
And maybe he did.
I don't think he's gonna have that problem anymore.
I would totally agree with that. But you know what? Back then, out of your dozen bats, you may have 6 that you may have 2 or 3 that you really like that feel good. And then you use your other ones for like batting practice.
And how long would a gamer normally last for you?
Well, if you're swinging good, it could last 3 weeks or so. You know, before you crack it, you don't get jammed or you hit it off the end or something like that. If you're swinging good, it could last you 3 weeks. Then you may go through a period where you're going through 4 or 5, you know, in a week.
We've seen guys go through 3 in a game,
yeah,
but that's really unusual. And that's unusual with Ramirez in that we see him, he'll just change bats in the middle of the game, maybe just because he didn't feel like he likes it.
He had a home run last night with the black bat and went right back to the brown bats today. Now the brown bat he used in his first 2 at bats, there may be a hairline, there may be a little crack in it, but I don't think he wants to get rid of it yet. So it's sitting right here.
No kidding.
I'll let you know if he uses it.
Tell him, mate, don't be afraid of that black one that he went deep with last night.
He saves that in the holster for the good times.
Popped up. Foul might be playable here. Ramirez over. Not a lot of foul territory. And he reaches in. Did he get there?
No, he was a little. No.
The young man in the Reds t-shirt might have snatched it away from Ramirez.
He went back to about the second row. He just he couldn't get over there in time. He had to take a peek and just couldn't get there. It was close. That little kid won the battle, and he didn't reach over, so there was really no interference.
No, once you go into
that.
the stands, you're fair game as a player.
That's right. That kid's entitled.
Look at the kids looking at the umpire. I got it.
Well, did you see the look on his face? He didn't want to get yelled at.
Hey, I got it.
You can have it, young man. You didn't reach out into play. What he should have done is tell Hosey he called for it. Leave me alone.
Outside, 3-1. Preston Tucker took him deep, and it was a rocket 2-run homer in the first.
Yeah, made a mistake with the pitch. Got a little too much of home plate, and it was down.
This time he walks him, keeps the inning alive. Well done. And he throws it away. And now Reds hit the corners with 2 down. Tucker Barnhart with the element of surprise.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be an infield single. Don't know what they're going to do on the throw.
Be an error on Ramirez that allows Tucker to third.
You know, he's just going to try and keep this inning going because everybody was playing over and back, and not it was an ill-advised throw by Ramirez. So Kipnis backing up makes a nice play. They'll throw back to first and try to get Barnhart, who, you know, veered to second base. So if they could have got him, he would have been out. But he gets back in safely, and you do have an error on Ramirez.
And Phillip Ervin, who grounded out his only time up, with a chance to extend Cincinnati's 3-2 lead. Foul third base side.
Yeah, Shane in his last start against the White Sox on this trip went 6 2/3 innings, only allowed 3 hits. He had everything working. Had his fastball, had both breaking balls working. He was in command of that ball game. 74 strikes out of his 106 pitches. Today, a little different. He's not in the same sync, not yet anyway.
One pitch in the air to center. Greg Allen going back. Inning over. 3 complete. 3-2 Cincinnati.
Indians legend Jim Thome, 20,000 fans will receive a Thome jersey courtesy of Car Parts. Pre-game festivities include the Hall of Fame celebration when the Indians will host the Orioles. Get tickets at Indians.com or use the ballpark app.
Greg Allen swings at the first pitch. And a ground ball out to start the fourth inning. Roberto Perez fly to left. His first time up. Roberto Perez down on the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitcher Shane Bieber on deck. In tight, 2-2. Oh, he rings him up. Perez says, I don't agree. First strikeout for Cody Reed, 2 down here in the inning. And we take a look at the injury report brought to you by the attorneys at Elk and Elk. CC Sabathia with a right knee injury. James Paxton drilled on a comebacker on the pitching arm. So Big Maple down for Seattle. That could be interesting.
Yeah, Seattle hung on today in the 12th inning to get a 2-0 win in Oakland. Home run by D. Gordon. 2-run homer, his second homer of the year.
And a ground ball foul by Bieber. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Two and two. Ground ball short. Indians go in order. Middle of the fourth, 3-2 Cincinnati.
3-2. I'm Al Pulowski with an in-game update as we head down to Atlanta where the Marlins are taking on the Braves. One way to stop Ronald Acuna Jr. from leading off the game with the homer, which he did the last 3, is to hit him. So Urena did that for Miami. He was ejected. Here come the benches. They have a little talk in the center of the diamond. Urena is out of the game. Acuna gets first base. And well, it worked. So far, Miami has the lead 1-0. They're heading to the top of the 3rd inning down there in Atlanta. Let's go back upstairs now. Matt Underwood, Rick Manning with the call here in Cincinnati. And, well, fellas, that's one way to stop that guy from hitting homers, isn't it?
Al, was he ejected immediately because the umpire didn't make a signal there, or did something happen after that maybe during the fracas?
Yeah, he was not ejected immediately. It came after that first pitch, and yeah, when they got all involved there and had the little more than just a conversation at the center of the diamond.
Well, then if he doesn't do it immediately, I'm just curious as why, because you think it's intent, you're allowed to do that as an umpire, but if they sit down to discuss it and then throw him out, is that fair?
Yeah.
And then warn the benches that nobody can pitch inside again the rest of the game.
True. That's
on
a great
the first
point.
pitch of the game. That to me is not right.
I'll say this. You're going to hit him. He drilled him pretty good.
He
Looked like
did.
Got him right on the elbow.
Well, and the Marlins lose their starting pitcher, too, after just one
right.
pitch. Now he's got a bullpen
mile-an-hour
there.
fastball.
Well, that'll be, keep an eye on that one, Al.
We shall do that.
Here in the bottom of the 4th, Cincinnati leading at 3-2. Cody Reed, the pitcher, will lead off. He led off the 2nd inning and struck out. Second straight game, Cincinnati's starter went just an inning and 2/3. Thus, second game in a row, the starting pitcher wasn't even around long enough to bat himself.
Yeah, that's crazy. And he's hitting 8.
And a strike called, 1-1.
Send along some birthday wishes to Kay Ruzinski from Brunswick, turning 94 today. Happy birthday. Jim Durkin of Akron is 86. Peggy Gross of Minerva is 80. Happy birthday to you all out there. 15th of August.
Bieber gets the strikeout. It's his 4th. And there's one down here in the 4th inning. It's going to bring up Billy Hamilton. Hit a sinking line drive that Greg Allen couldn't get the handle on. Went for a double in the 2nd inning. You pointed out, though, the other night, Hamilton, for the kind of game that he plays, which is speed, 105 strikeouts in 114 games. You said that should be just unacceptable. And it's interesting because, you know, you think the bunt would be a huge part of his game, but it's not. Yet when he does, exciting things happen. Recently, they're playing Arizona here at home on this homestand. It's a 1-0 game. It's, I think, 6th, 7th inning. It's late in the game. They have runners 2nd and 3rd. He drag bunts.
A squeeze play.
Pitcher throws it down the first baseline. 2 runs scores. He ends up at second base. I mean, when you have that kind of speed, if you can just put the ball in play, especially hitting it on the ground, man, you force the defense into having make some hair trigger decisions.
No question. And you know that's why they hit him down. They tried him at leadoff spot, and you know they just over the years they just couldn't get on base enough. And that's one thing you don't want him to do is hit it in the air. But boy, you want him to hit it on the ground. You want him to bunt. Any way to get on base is because he can steal 50 a year easily if he gets on.
2 down, and Jose Peraza, the batter. He doubled and scored in the 1st inning. All 3 of Cincinnati's runs came in the 1st. And that one in there for strikes, says umpire Jim Reynolds. Jose Peraza probably not in agreement.
Yeah, figuring that's a pretty high strike.
One to count with 2 down here in the 4th. Jammed him, popped it up. Perez makes the play. Reds go in order. We go to the fifth. 3-2, Cincinnati. '19 Kia Sorento, the perfect getaway vehicle. Visit KiaDealers.com to learn more. And by Levin Furniture. For the best deals on furniture and mattresses, shop Levin's. It is 3-2 Cincinnati. And a beautiful shot of the Ohio River from the perspective of Great American Ballpark.
He had an RBI ground out back in the second inning to score their second run.
And it just goes foul. Reaching for it, rolls it to short. Nice stretch by Votto. Not a great throw by Peraza, but they get Lindor for the first out of the inning. Big game recap brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Cincinnati struck for 3 in the first. Scooter Gennett started it with an RBI single. Preston Tucker wrapped a 2-out, 2-run homer, and it was 3-0. Indians came back, though, in the second. RBI single by Greg Allen, plated Kip. And then Allen scored on a ground out by Lindor. And that's where we stand now. The pitching has finally taken hold. And the last 2 innings have been scoreless. Michael Brantley singled in the first, walked in the second. Down low, it's 2 balls and a strike. And that We'll even the count at 2-2.
Third straight time he tried to come inside that breaking ball to Michael. Finally hit one.
Brantley fouls it off.
Want to wish Vic Finnemore good luck going in for hip surgery tomorrow. Hope all goes well, Vic.
That 2-2. And Brantley fouls it off twice.
How weird was that? He topped that ball, went straight down, and then on the follow through, he hit it off the barrel again over in front of their dugout. Watch it go down and hit it again. How about that?
Another foul ball. But Cincinnati is getting their money's worth out of their long relief men.
Well, it's a good thing they have a day off tomorrow, because that, you know, can tax a bullpen when you're going through a stretch of games where your starters only go an inning and 2/3.
Michael Lorenzen went 4 1/3 innings last night to save the pen, and Cody Reed's going the same way here tonight. Out of play. Different tonight is that they have the lead, so they're trying to win a game with their bullpen.
And he's done his job. He's working on a 10-pitch at bat here to Michael.
And remember, as that ball's fouled off, Barnhart trying to say he caught it, but
well, yeah, he tried to decoy. I think it hit the ground. Look at him laughing.
well,
you might as well try.
well, that's no worse than the one the other night that hit the ground and they didn't call it.
Well, nobody asked or
Right.
appealed. Wow.
Remember, it was Lindor in the second inning who had the 11 pitch at bat. And then Brantley followed, drew the walk, and that was it for Stevenson. That ended his night. And now here's Brantley with an 11 pitch at bat against Cody Reed. I don't think there's any action in the Cincinnati pen, but this could very well lead to his demise. 2-2. And a ground ball. Oh, he threw it away and pulled Votto off. But the umpire at first, Chad Whitson, said that Votto made contact with the bag before he came off and had the ball.
You know, I've watched Jeanette all series long, and when he's had ground balls like that, he'd come in and he would sling some sidearm. This time, one got away from him, and he was saved.
Oh, he was able to reach back.
Yeah,
That's a heck of a play by Votto.
Yes, it is. He's done that a couple of times, but I mean, his throws were relatively close. This one got away from him, and he was saved by Votto.
You know, I heard Chris Welsh say that he's our counterpart, Fox Sports Ohio in Cincinnati, former pitcher, that he said, like, when you come in long relief in these situations, it's not so much physically taxing as it can be mentally taxing, because relievers they're not programmed to face a lineup more than once. Usually 3-4 batters,
Right.
that's about it.
Right.
And he said mentally it can be tiring when you have to go through that lineup a second time, because you know, most relief guys, they don't have a full arsenal of pitches. Jose lifts one deep to left, but not deep enough. And Cody Reed has done a fantastic job for Cincinnati. He has retired 8 straight.
Today's Tribe Rewards code is MIT. Visit Indians.com for complete details. We're near Louisville. There's a mitt right there.
Joey Votto leads off the bottom of the 5th, and the pitch is in the dirt. Ball 1. Three and 0. Bieber's only walk came against Preston Tucker in the 3rd. Votto swinging 3-0, fouls it off. Leadoff walk, and Cincinnati has their leadoff man aboard for only the 2nd time tonight. Well, we're right back with you on Friday night in Cleveland when the Indians host the Baltimore Orioles for a 3-game weekend series. Cookie Carrasco going for Cleveland, and our coverage will begin at 6:30 with Indians Live. All the action on Sports Time Ohio and streaming on Fox Sports Go. Carl Willis goes to the mound. The Indians bullpen springs into action. Let's pause right now for a word from Circle K.
Polar Pop Cup, just 79 cents every day, only at Circle K.
Eugenio Suarez will be the batter. And Bieber has handled him, striking him out both times tonight. He's at 80 pitches. Ollie Perez will get loose in the Cleveland pen, left-hander. You got 3 left-handed hitters all to follow after Suarez. It was a long first inning. In fact, the first inning and a half lasted almost an hour. The 2-2, and it's inside a full count. Shane Bieber was able to shake off a really rough first inning. And he's been able to pitch into the fifth. Strike three call. Boy, is that a big pitch for Bieber. If he doesn't get that call, then he's walked the first two to start the inning, and his night might have been over right there.
Well, it might be over right now. Well, we'll see. I mean, you go down, oh boy, right at the knees and away. That was, he may have gotten a little help, but I'll tell you what, he needed it right there. So he gets the strikeout, gets that first out.
Scooter Jeanette drove in a run and scored in the first with a base hit. He grounded out his last time up. And a low fastball. Alonso holding the runner, Votto at first, but then able to back behind him because Votto, first of all, he's not going to run. And second of all, he doesn't look like he's still recovered from the pitch that Ryan Madsen drilled him with on the knee.
Yeah, he has knee injuries. Alonso will stay there until Bieber comes set, and then he'll creep back with the left-handed hitter aboard. It makes sense because Votto is not going anywhere.
3-0. Bieber's been fighting himself off and on throughout the night. Line drive beyond Kipnis' reach, and Votto scampers to second. And he had to really motor to get there because first he had to make sure Kipnis didn't catch it.
Yeah, it was a line drive just over the glove of Kip. He just, I'd say, missed it by about a foot, so you can't get doubled off.
Well, that's going to be it for Bieber. Terry Francona is going to go to the bullpen, and Bieber last 4 1/3 innings here tonight. Oliver Perez will be coming on when we come back. It's 3-2 Cincinnati. he's got left-handed hitting Preston Tucker, who has the hit that is the difference in the game. A 2-run homer in the first.
Yeah, all their runs coming with 2 outs in that first inning. They put a crooked number on the board. So we'll see if Perez, a couple of left-handers due up if he can get out of this inning.
For Oliver Perez, of his 31 appearance, well, let's take a look at the home run.
Yeah, low fastball. Almost 106 off the bat. Line drive. That capped off the scoring in the first.
For Oliver Perez, he's made 31 appearances this year. 28 times out of those 31 he has pitched scoreless baseball. Out of play. This is what you like, though, when he comes into jams like this, with men on base, 2 for 32 against him.
Yeah, not an easy thing to do when you're coming out of the bullpen. You have inherited runners out there.
Chopped it to first. The flip to Perez. 2 down. Votto moves to third, and Jeanette goes to second. Now you got the switch hitter Tucker Barnhart, and some may say, oh, this is bad for the lefty Perez, but he's done a number on right-handers this year. Let me see. Right-handed hitters are just 2 for 27 against him.
No, can't do much better than that.
Tucker Barnhart, though, tonight rifled a double to the right center field gap in the first inning, and then laid down a bunt single in the third.
But Barnhart, a better right-handed hitter than left-hander. Average of 303 from the right side of the plate in 66 at-bats. He has 20 hits. Perez shaking his head. He missed a couple of times, and he's shaking his head.
Didn't miss that time. That was right down the heart. The 1-1. Really slowed it down. And it's in for a strike. He's ahead in the count. The 1-2. Oh, just missed a high fastball. That's what he does. He can sneak it by you.
Yeah, and he slows that windup down. It comes from a different arm angle there, and he just tries to run one in, but it's a little bit upstairs. He had that same pitch he tried with Tucker up there, and he missed with his location. He was upset, but
out of play right side. Second and third, 2 down. 2-2 pitch. Did he go? They appeal. He did not, says Chad Whitson. And the count is full.
I think Perez, watch him. He's going to try and get a call here. He goes up quickly and asks. He said no way, he did not.
Oliver Perez has the advantage of having a base open here. And the right-handed hitting Philip Ervin on deck. So it looked like he was just not going to give in to Tucker Barnhart. But now he's got to make his pitch against Philip Ervin.
If he's even going to pitch to Ervin.
Nope, Tito says no. So all those great numbers he's had against right-handed hitters, he's not convinced Tito that he's the best man for the job here. So a timeout with the bases loaded and 2 down. Cincinnati up 3-2. With the bases loaded and 2 down, coming to face the right-handed hitting Philip Ervin. And it will be the 45th appearance of the year for the right-hander Otero.
Coming in, he has inherited 22 runners this year coming out of that bullpen, and 8 have come in to score. He's got 3 more out there now, but with 2 outs, trying to get the right-hander out of this inning and keep it a 3-2 ball game.
One thing you can pretty much bank on, he's going to throw strikes. He has walked out of the last 403 right-handed hitters he's faced. He's walked 7 of them.
Yeah.
Pitch low and away, ball 1. Ervin is grounded out, flied out. To center, Greg Allen, inning over. OT does the job, and the Reds leave him loaded. We head to the 6th. It's still 3-2 Cincinnati. changeup and slider have had their fun. And the Indians hold a 3-2 advantage in the series this season, so they will retain possession of the cup. Even if they lose, because if they split the series, it stays with the team that came in with possession. That was Cleveland. But they'd like to finish off a 3-game sweep here tonight. But the offense just hasn't been able to click so far. They have 2 runs. But left-hander Cody Reed has retired 8 straight.
Well, I'm sure this will be his last inning if he can get through it, because he's leading off going into the bottom half of the 6th. But he's done a nice job.
And we've said it before, Cincinnati's bullpen, when they had the lead, the guys that pitched when they're winning late in games have been very good. We saw Rizal Iglesias last night, and he struck out the side of the ninth.
Yeah, and he went through the big part of our lineup to do it too. He went right through Brantley, Ramirez, Alonso.
3-0 pitch. Yonder taking all the way. It's in for a strike. And there it is. You get your leadoff man aboard. T-Mobile, built for baseball. Out in Oakland, it was a scoreless game in the 12th inning when D. Gordon hits his 2nd home run of the year. The only other one he hit came against the Indians.
Yes, sir. And that, yeah, 12th inning, and they needed that badly because Oakland had won the first 2 games of that series, and that Western Division is tightening up.
Boy, is it ever.
Seattle, Houston, they're playing Colorado today.
Yeah, they're crushing Colorado.
Are they?
Yeah. Melky. High fly ball. Deep to left. Back is Tucker. He's out of room. It's out of here. The Milkman sends one into the cheap seats, and the Indians take the lead 4-3. Just his 3rd home run since joining Cleveland, and that baby was high in the air, and it just kept carrying out of here.
Yeah, I didn't know. It just looked like he popped that up, but it had the backspin to it, Matt. It's going to be his first homer from the right side of the plate. And boy, did it come at the right time. Watch, he gets it out in front, though. I will say that. And you can see Tucker back there, and that ball gets over his head, and it makes the 1st or 2nd row, but deep enough to give the Indians a 4-3 lead.
That's a 12-foot wall in left field, and it just can't believe enough.
Look at him. He cannot believe that ball got out of here because he didn't think he hit it that well. He did have the barrel of the bat out in front of home plate, though.
Jason Kipnis pops one to center. Hamilton makes the catch, 1 away. Boy, Melky Cabrera has been a very solid addition to this team, and you said it right from the get-go. He can hit a fastball, and if you can hit a fastball, I mean, he's not that old. He's still, early 30s.
We've watched him play too long, man. From either side of the plate, he's a tough out. He can hit the fastball on the curve. It's up or down. He's a good guy in that clubhouse presence. He's been in this division for a long time, the Central in the American League, so he's starting to heat up.
Greg Allen slaps one the other way. His 2nd hit tonight.
And we may just be seeing a case where Reed is a little overexposed now. And I mean, we've talked about it.
Home run, another look. StatCast AI powered by AWS. Melky Cabrera, it's his 6th hit in the series. And Arch, he has 5 runs batted in for Cleveland in these 3 games. Jim Riggleman's going to come out and make a double switch, and we are going to see him go to the bullpen once again.
Now it's his turn to have to keep it the way it is because Reed has been a little overexposed, but not much you can do when you're the manager and your starter only gives you 1 2/3 innings for the 2nd night in a row. So the new pitcher will come on.
Jared Hughes sprinting in from the pen. He'll be on when we return. And one out. Jared Hughes, right-hander summoned from the pen. He's been very good this year for Cincinnati, and he's got Roberto Perez and then Dan Otero in the on-deck circle.
Hughes came out in last night's ball game in the 7th inning and pitched a 1-2-3 inning and had 2 strikeouts.
You saw Phillip Ervin moving from right field to left. Mason Williams entering the game in right, indicating the double switch. Pitcher will go into the 7th spot in the batting order. And Williams will be leading off the bottom of the 6th. But right now, with only 1 out, the charge for the Indians trying to add to the lead. Greg Allen stole a base in the 2nd. See if he's off and running here. He is not. Up and away.
Well, this big man's still pretty quick to home plate, getting rid of the ball and giving Barnhart an opportunity. And we have seen Barnhart throw in this series, and he gets rid of the ball very quickly. He's got a nice, strong, accurate arm.
Strike is called. It's 1-2. Greg not running, and time was called.
Where'd they call it? At home plate?
I think so.
I didn't see any hands go up or anything. I mean, they just moved away. Look at this. Oh, that was late. You can't give them timeout there. Unless it was called.
That's what you don't know.
Yeah, unless it was called way before he was starting his delivery.
Down low, 2-2. low and a full count. Indians have double barrel action going on the pen, so I'd say it's probably unlikely that Otero's going to bat here.
Well, you know what? If he hits into a double play or something happens, and we'll see if they start Allen here. There is one out. It's a full count. You get a runner out in scoring position, he'll stand no chance of seeing an at bat here.
Allen is off, and the 3-2 is swung on and missed. The throw is not in time, or is it? Oh, they say they got him. Greg can't believe it. It was one of those. It was one of those late, tag him on the leg deals.
They're going to hold on and see what happens. They're on the phone. You've got Willis to the bullpen. You've got Mills to the clubhouse. And you know what? If his hands are straight out, it looks like he tagged him on the leg there.
Oh, he's safe, huh?
I would think so, yes. There's the tag there. I think this is going to be low return. They got to look at that, don't they?
Oh, they're not going to challenge it.
Well, then they must see something that we didn't.
All right. Well, Melky Cabrera has given the Indians the lead on a 2-run homer here in the 6th. It's 4-3 Cleveland. Olson is the 4th Indians pitcher of the night. Oliver Perez and Dan Otero each worked a scoreless 3rd of an inning. And now Olson on to face.
He's pinch hitting for
Brandon Dixon.
Dixon, who just came into the game for defense.
No,
wait. Who was it that went to right field? It was Williams.
Mason Williams, yeah. Well, at least I think that's what. I've never heard the official announcement on what Riggleman did with his lineup.
True.
I assume that's what he did, though.
I would think so. It was the leadoff hitter.
Let's see. Yeah, he is batting for Williams. Now that is strange.
Well, Williams doesn't have to take a shower tonight because he just trotted out there for 1 out and didn't even work up a sweat. And never had a chance to hit.
He's down there in the dugout going, really?
I'm exhausted, Skip.
The 0-2 from Tyler Olson is fouled off by Brandon Dixon. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. Olson just pumps a high heater right by him.
Yeah, and it's elevated, so he ended up getting himself out swinging at a bad pitch there, but it was a good pitch by Olson to get him to climb the ladder and chase after that ball.
Grounded foul, third base side. Slows it down, drops it in for a strike. 0-2. Also not wasting any time. Struck him out on 3 pitches. Back-to-back Ks for the lefty. And there are 2 down in the 6th as Jose Peraza steps to the plate now.
Well, and he's not messing around. He went with a fastball again upstairs. So 2 up, 2 down, 2 strikeouts.
Peraza is 1 for 3 on the night, doubled and scored in the first, and takes outside ball 1. Almost hit him, and it's 2-0. Pulls that foul. That's wrapped in a left center field. This is trouble. Greg Ellis got a long way to go. He slides onto the warning track to cut it off and holds Peraza to a 2-out double. They were playing him all the way over toward right center field, and he was able to pull that one up the alley.
Going to get a curveball here, and he left that one middle of the plate, and Peraza did what you're supposed to with it. He hit it in the alley. Allen cuts it off, gets it in. Peraza's second double tonight, and that's the tying run. Out on second base now with 2 outs.
And now Votto. Votto has hit .241 on the year against left-handed pitching. And Olson able to even the count at 1-1. Jose Peraza, the tying run at second base. 2 down here in the 6th. And a slow hook. You can see Votto turning out of the way, but he was going to let that ball hit him if it was close enough.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's almost like he tried to get out of the way, but then realized it was so slow he was going to let it try and get him. But it missed him. He has the count in his favor, 2-1.
slowed it down, and now it's 2-2. So now Olsen 1 strike away from getting out of the inning. And he got him. What a job by Tyler Olsen. He strikes out 3 in the 6th. He gets Votto to go down hacking. And it's 4-3 Cleveland. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. And by the injury lawyers at Elk & Elk. Proud partners of the Cleveland Indians. Call 1-800-ELK, Ohio. Well, Indians fans enjoying what they have seen so far. The Indians winning Monday, Tuesday, and they take a 1-run lead into the 7th inning here on Wednesday night. Brandon Dixon stays in the game, and he will play right field. Rajai Davis pinch hitting for the Indians, leading off here in the 7th inning with Lindor and Brantley to follow. Jared Hughes got to strike him out, throw him out, double play to end the 6th, though it appeared on replay that Greg Allen may have been safe, but there was no challenge, and that's the only time this year Greg Allen has been caught trying to steal. He was 10 for 10 until that play in the 6th. Rajai fouling it off. 1-2. The 1-2, and he strikes him out. Back-to-back Ks for Hughes.
Start dead batteries with NOCO.
Francisco Lindor is 0 for 2 on the night. Picked up an RBI in the 2nd with a ground out. Suarez, a diving stab, takes a hit away from Lindor.
Ball almost looked like it was by him, but he goes out to it, dives over to his right, his backhand side, makes the play. Slicing away from him. holds it up. Good play.
So 2 down for Michael Brantley. Fastball strike outside corner. Brantley singled in the first. He walked in the second. Grounded out in the fifth. A little low. Well, one thing we've noticed, not just all season long, but in particular here lately, Brantley is going to force you to throw strikes. Bounces this one, Novato, and the Indians go 1-2-3. Stretch time in Cincinnati. 4-3 Cleveland. Preseason game, Todd Haley will address the media. It's what Browns need to do to get the running game going. And you'll hear from Denzel Ward, Training Camp Daily, presented by 7-Up tonight at 11 on Sports Time Ohio. Cody Allen on to pitch the 7th. Eugenio Suarez is 0 for 3, has struck out all 3 times tonight. Interesting that Tito chooses to go with Cody Allen here in the 7th with the right-handed hitting Suarez, and then back-to-back lefties, Jeanette and Tucker, to follow. Foul back.
They still have 2 lefties out there. Miller, Hand.
Yeah, you would have thought maybe Miller would pitch here, Cody in the 8th, and then Hand in the 9th, depending on how the lineup moves around or vice versa. Man, that was a perfect pitch. Peraza, or rather Suarez, couldn't hit it. And he didn't swing at it either. And he is 0 for 4, has struck out 4 times on the night.
Yeah, and there's another fastball that's right out there on the outside edge and gets a call. And the Indians get their first out here at the 7th. So he throws the dart to the outside corner and gets it called.
Scooter Gennett 1 out of 5 against Cody Allen in his career. So the Indians will be going home to take on a Baltimore club tomorrow, or on Friday rather, that is losing tonight 14-1 to the Mets. Wow. Baltimore is headed to their 85th loss of the year. Wow. Dylan Bundy went 5 innings. He pitched into the 6th. He left allowing 7 runs. Tanner Scott came on in that 6th. He gave up 3 runs. Evan Phillips came on, didn't get a batter out, gave up a grand slam. He was charged with 4, all in that 6th inning. Cody Allen, the wide and the 2-2. And Gennett, you think he was out in front of that a little bit? He almost picked off some of the grounds crew down there in the pit. Back. Gennett staying alive. 17,275 the attendance tonight here in this series finale. It's a shame that Major League Baseball can't figure out a way to schedule the true interleague rivalries on weekends.
You're right, because both series, when Cincinnati came to Cleveland, that was during the week. And I remember when this first started, we were playing on weekends against them, and it certainly made it much more of a rivalry, it seemed like.
So much easier for fans to, you know, get the kids in the car or, you know, take off work. It's hard during the week. If you're on a weekend, you just go. It's been great support for the Indians from their fans. There have been a lot of Indians fans at all 3 of these games. But overall, 20,000 game 1, 19,000 last night, 17,000 tonight. Cody, the wide and the 2-2. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. Back-to-back Ks for Cody Allen. And we take a look at our Miller Lite Hold True moment on this date in 2011. Jim Thome. The magic moment. Home run number 600.
With the Twins in Detroit. And a surprise, it went the other way, huh?
And that's no can of corn in left
no,
field
it's
to Detroit.
Not. Just a flick of the bat.
No. We'll see Jim Thome this weekend in Cleveland. Again, hope you can make your plans to be with us over the weekend with Baltimore coming to town Friday night, Saturday 4 o'clock, Sunday 1 p.m. start. Friday night we've got the Jim Thome fireworks tribute after the game.
Yes. And his celebration on Saturday. And then Sunday is Kids Fun Day. Come on out and run the bases, and it'll be a good weekend. And I would think after that weekend, don't the kids start school?
Yeah, yes. Swing and a miss. Dilson Herrera getting his first at bat of the night, and that pretty much exhausts the bench. Kurt Casale, the backup catcher, the only man left on the bench for Cincinnati. This was the pitcher spot in the lineup. For anybody wondering, why would you pinch hit a right-hander or face a right-hander? And that's the reason. Jim Riggleman figuring Herrera's got a better chance than Jared Hughes, the pitcher.
Yeah, well, they came out with the double switch is what they did.
Yeah.
And then he pinch hit for the guy he double switched with.
Checked his swing, fouled it off. The line and the payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. Cody Allen strikes out the side here in the 7th. And the Indians bullpen with 2 2/3 innings of scoreless relief so far tonight. We'll go to the 8th. 4-3 Cleveland.
American Ballpark in Cincinnati. The Indians have come back, and they have the lead now 4-3 over the Reds. Back here in center field along with Jensen Lewis, Al Pulowski. We're with you after the game for Indians Live, brought to you by Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care. Well, on offense today, and Melky Cabrera. How about the way he's been here?
Certainly, we hope the bullpen can really make things quick and easy here. We've been here a long time. Speaking of a long time,
Yeah.
Saturday, I know the guys were talking about it. We'll have a 1-hour Indians Live for the Jim Thome ceremonies. Join us at 3 p.m. for Indians Live on Sports Time Ohio.
Looking forward to that. We'll see you after the game, too. Right now, let's head back upstairs. Here are Matt and Rick.
All right, thanks for the reminder on the 1-hour Indians Live. So we'll have the whole pregame ceremony covered for you if you can't make it down to the ballpark, but we certainly hope that many of you can make it down to Progressive Field. Here's David Hernandez, 40th appearance of the year. He's got the 3, 4, and 5 hitters due up for Cleveland. Jose Ramirez 0 for 3 on the night will lead it off. Kia drive to success. Take a look at Ramirez. 8 interleague jacks on the year. TJ Zuppi, who writes for The Athletic, this was great. He wrote today that Jose Ramirez is on pace now 49 homers, 42 doubles, 114 runs scored, 37 steals, 108 walks, and just 78 strikeouts.
Yeah,
I mean, if you just look at, and TJ made the point, if you just look at what he's done right now, that's a heck of a year.
Awesome. Yes, it is.
And he's still got
42
games to go.
Yes, he does. Yeah. After this game, it'll be 42. And you know, that just says there's no signs of slowing down because he's been consistent like this all year long. They've held him in check tonight, although it came close a couple of times to hitting one out here in the first inning. He had a couple of guys aboard and hit one to the base of the wall in right center. He hit one to the base of the wall in left in his last at bat.
Popped him up right at the plate. Barnhart makes the grab. Here's the other thing, too, to keep in mind with Ramirez as we go down the stretch. And you and I know all too well that if there's one thing you have to be cognizant of in baseball is that you have to respect the opponent at all times, all right? Now, having said that, outside of Boston and maybe Tampa, they're not exactly going to be facing Glavine, Maddox, and Smoltz the rest of the year, pitching-wise.
That's true. They're going to be in their own division a lot.
Meaning there will be opportunities to continue to add to what has been a historic season.
I'll
for
tell you
Ramirez.
what, I'm looking forward to the matchup in Boston coming on Monday. You know, because that Boston team has had a special year. I really am when you get to see Betts and J.D. Martinez to go with Lindor and Ramirez. I think that can be a very great series.
7 matchups before the season is over. 4 at Fenway next Monday through Thursday, as Arch told you, and then the Red Sox only visit to Cleveland will be
our last,
late September.
That'll be our last homestand.
Yeah. In fact, the last 3 home games of the regular season.
Right.
And then who knows? They could turn around and end up playing each other after that in October. The Indians have the lead because of this at bat in the 6th inning.
Watch him get the barrel out of that bat out in front from the right side of the dish and gets under it with the top spin, and it carries into the seats.
You know what's
Reed
funny?
couldn't believe
the
it.
2 different reactions. Reed, kind of like us, was stunned it went out. But you could see Melky after he swung and he was smiling, and it looked, I think he thought he did get it. Indians go in order. Last half of the 8th coming up. in this game have all been via the whiff.
Yeah, Olson coming in and getting 3 in his inning, and then Cody Allen last inning. It was 3 straight strikeouts. Nice job by the bullpen to this point.
Interesting, Cody Allen staying on to pitch the 8th after a 1-2-3-7. Brad Hand is up for the Indians. Raisel Iglesias up for Cincinnati. Thought maybe we'd see Andrew Miller tonight. Brandon Geyer has taken over in right field. Left field, Brantley. 1 down. Cody had not pitched in each of the last 2 days. And Brad Hand has not pitched in each of the last 3 days. So he feels like he's got 2 fresh relievers, and he's going to ride him to the finish line, or at least try.
Yeah, why not? You got tomorrow off.
Fouled back by Phillip Ervin, who is 0 for 3 on the night.
That's the one thing the Indians have been doing so well here in the second half, or since July. They were 17-24 on the road at one point. They've gone 14-4 away from Progressive Field since July 1st.
Yeah.
So they turned that around.
Yes,
so I mean, that's a nice thing. If they can come in here and close this one out and go home winning these 3, and you know, you win 2 out of 3 in Chicago, that'd be a really nice road trip. And the game you lost on the trip was 1-0, and it was a walk-off win.
Yeah.
And that was the first one of the trip.
Ervin tried to go up the ladder, but he couldn't reach it. 4 strikeouts for Cody. He's retired all 5 that he has faced, and now Brandon Dixon will bat for Cincinnati.
Yeah, it comes up and just throws that high heat. There it is. You chase that one, you're not going to get on top of that. He'd be lucky to foul it off, but he didn't get a piece of it, so he goes down. Out number 2 here in the 8th.
Dixon came on as a pinch hitter in the 6th and struck out. Check. He went, or it was a called strike. Either way, it's 2-1. Ground ball right at Lindor, who scoops it, flips it. And the Reds go 1-2-3. 2 perfect innings of relief for Cody Allen. 4-3 Cleveland. of the Cleveland Indians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians. A storm is brewing on the outskirts of Cincinnati. 4-3, we go to the ninth. Indians leading it by a run. Raisel Iglesias pitching for the second night in a row with his team behind in the game. Last night he came on and struck out the side. He's got Jason Kipnis to start the ninth tonight, and his pitch is up and away, ball one.
Yeah, they're just trying to keep it a one-run game here to give him a shot in the bottom half of the ninth. A little different ball game yesterday. He was coming in to get some work in an 8-1 ball game.
Swing and a miss. Oh, did he get him?
I don't know. How did it go between his legs?
I don't know how he got out of the way. I don't know if he knows how he got out of the way.
That went between his legs. It had to.
Wow. That's quick feet right there.
Well, they're looking at it on video to see if they could see anything, but that's an awful tough call.
Well, the umpire didn't
it's
see
the
it.
ninth inning. You know, they may have asked him, so they're going to say, let's check. It's the ninth inning. What else you got to lose? If that ball, get that leadoff man aboard. All they can say is no.
I didn't see Kip, motion to them like, hey, it hit me. Go
No.
ahead and look at it. So that would lead me to believe maybe it did not.
I thought he was joking when he looked in there and said maybe it went between his legs. That's what I thought. And maybe they thought he meant it hit him. That's going to be a tough one to do, because anytime we see a foul tip or anything off a bat.
The head-on look was really almost impossible to see if it hit him. If there's a side view, maybe. This one,
You're going to have
super
to
slow-mo.
Oh, you're going to have to slow that down, and his foot's in the way now.
Oh, it hits the pant leg. If that counts, then yeah, it hit him.
Did you see that?
I saw it hit the front of his pant leg. You could see it ripple, and then, yeah, but. See up on the well.
Oh, I lost it because the foot was in the way. You got some good eyes, Superman.
I think that's why Kip probably couldn't tell if it hit him either, because if it just catches your pant leg, watch just above the left foot, you can see it move the pant leg.
Oh boy, that's hard to tell. Oh, they say go to first base. You're going to be an umpire here in the next week. Good for you. I would have said no way. He's going to take his base. Well, I know one thing. It didn't hurt.
No. I mean, it literally got his pant leg and nothing else.
That was worth taking a look.
But
So
we've seen that before, where a ball just catches a guy's jersey, like it maybe moves a button on the jersey, but it doesn't really hit him.
Well, there's your leadoff man aboard.
Greg Allen has 2 hits on the night. Is he bunting here? He squares, but takes it for ball one. I think it's a good idea, personally, to bunt here, because you move him in a scoring position if you can get the bunt down and move him in, if you can execute. Then you've got Roberto, and then you've got Yandy Diaz coming off the bench in a pinch hit opportunity.
And they could, you could walk him. Yes, we'll see. Allen's had a tough time bunting this year, and it doesn't look like they're going to try and get him to get over there. They're going to take their chances swinging away.
Greg punches one toward left. That's dropping. That's trouble. Oh, what a play. Philip Irvin now throwing all the way back to first, but he throws it away, and Kipnis cannot advance. That's a heck of an effort, though, by Irvin.
Yeah, he had to come in there. That's the only chance he had, was to slide and catch that ball, or that's going to fall for a base hit. Then you really have some action going on. So a fine running catch. Kip has to go back to first base. And now you've got Roberto Perez, the hitter.
And Yandy Diaz to the on-deck circle. Roberto takes a strike. He is 0 for 3 tonight, has struck out twice. Flied out back in the second inning. Roberto socks one to center, but no steam behind it. Hamilton makes the routine catch, and there are 2 down. Must have hit that right off the end. Recapping our storylines, brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Jose Ramirez. He was named the unanimous selection as the Ohio Cup Most Outstanding Player, and no one has ever won that award in unanimous fashion. That's how good Jose Ramirez has been in the 6 games this year head-to-head. And he doesn't even have a hit tonight. They've held him 0 for 4 tonight, but he was so dominant in the first 5 games. Going 10 for 23 with 5 homers, 11 runs batted in, and 8 runs scored, that there really was no other choice. And Yandy Diaz, pinch hitting now, takes a strike. Other players who have won that award over the year: Adam Dunn back in 08, former Reds catcher Ramon Hernandez in 09, Shin-Soo Choo and Asdrubal Cabrera won it for the Indians in 2010 and 11. Jason Kipnis won it in 15. Rajay Davis was the Most Outstanding Player award winner in 16, and last year Carlos Santana took home the honors. Two down for Yandy Diaz, but he's in the hole 0-2 against a very tough pitcher in Raisel Iglesias. Only a 199 batting average against Iglesias this year.
Yeah, this guy has great stuff. Great fastball, slider, changeup. He'll throw anyone at any time.
And he strikes out Diaz to end the inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th. Indians trying to close out a sweep in Cincinnati. Melky Cabrera. In the 6th inning, a 2-run homer off reliever Cody Reed that turned a 3-2 deficit into a 4-3 advantage for Cleveland. And Melky Cabrera 1 for 4 tonight and 6 for 12 in these 3 games here in Cincinnati with 5 runs batted in. Brad Hand will try to close it out. Boy, what a job Cody Allen did tonight. 2 perfect innings of relief.
No doubt that the bullpen has been outstanding tonight. Coming in and had 3 strikeouts in the 6th, 3 in the 7th. We had 1 in the 8th. And only 1 base runner.
Billy Hamilton leading it off for Cincinnati.
And this is the guy you certainly want to keep off base.
Fouled right back. Two-strike pitch. And he's going to bloop it in. And so the Cincinnati Reds have the tying run aboard to start the bottom of the 9th on the speedy legs of Billy Hamilton.
Going to get the breaking ball right here. Didn't hit it hard, but he placed it beautifully. It falls in for a base hit, so the tying run aboard. But with the left-hander, he's getting those gloves on because you know he can run at any time. So that'll put a little pressure on the defense for the Indians.
Jose Peraza has 2 hits tonight, both of them doubles. And Hand goes right at him with a fastball for strike 1. Low throw.
The thing you want to do is just make him stop. He's one of those guys where he'll sort of inch up and try and time you. Gomes threw him out. Was that last night in the ball game with a nice tag by Lindor. You just can't let him get that walking lead. Yeah, he's freezing him. Holding the baseball. It's really a pretty good job because the quicker you go to the plate, the better he likes it.
Here's the 0-2. And Peraza drives it to right. Back is Geyer. Still going back. Leaps up. It's into the seats on a ground rule double. And the Reds have runners at 2nd and 3rd. Oh, boy.
Now that's a ball that Geyer did not get back on. And that thing carried over his head and it hit the warning track. And Peraza gets his 3rd double of the game. He's 25th on the year, and you watch, he slices it there. You have 2 strikes on him. He jumps. not thinking he was going to get back there. He couldn't have thought he was close to the fence. He's still on the grass. He's just got to take another step back there and catch the ball. So that'll go as a ground rule double. You have second and third now, and you've got Votto to the plate. So now a ground ball is going to tie the ball game. They're trying to keep the winning run.
There doesn't appear to be any breeze. The flags are kind of hanging limp. Dyer just couldn't get back on it. Votto the batter. And Hand misses up and in, ball one. Ground ball. Alonso coming home with the throw. And they tag him out. Hamilton is erased. One down.
What a break that is for the Indians right there. Now, obviously, there must have been contact play. You go on contact, but that's the only guy in the infield that was able to get Hamilton at first base. So maybe he should have put the brakes on and stayed at second and third. But it was contact, and Alonso did the right thing. Come to home plate, you cut it off. Now you have a double play in order. Or if he goes back, you've got this guy up second and third, and still first base open. So that's a break for the Indians there.
Eugenio Suarez, 0 for 4, has punched out all 4 times tonight. And Hand eats him up with a breaking ball down and in. Downstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rain beginning to fall here in Cincinnati, and there is a pretty ugly storm not far from here, rolling in from the west. So hopefully we can get through this inning and end this game before that massive storm hits. Otherwise, we gonna be here for a while. Rain picking up in intensity. Hand looking in.
I think a ground ball double play is what you take.
First and second, 1 out. 1-1 pitch. Threw it by him. It's 1-2. Fouled right back. So much for the idea that the National League games go quicker because the pitcher bats. 2 of these 3 games have been in excess of 3 hours.
Well, this game got off on the wrong foot in the first inning from both sides.
Here's the 1-2. Rounded foul, third base side. 2 nights in a row, Cincinnati's starting pitcher failed to get out of the second inning. And in the first game of the series, the Indians blew it open with a 7-run 6th inning. And it is really starting to pour down now.
Yes, it is.
The crew chief is Mark Wegner at second. He'll be the guy to make the call. Here's the 1-2 from Hand. Swinging a foul back. Mark Wegner knows the situation. He wants to try and give the teams a chance to play through it.
It's just the hard stuff's not coming for a while.
Swung out and missed. He struck him out, 2 down. Scooter Gennett, the last hope for Cincinnati.
He elevated the heater, and that looks like that may be the spot you want to pitch this guy, because he has gone down 5 times tonight. That's his 5th strikeout. They elevated the fastball, I think, almost every time.
He might take all his bats home and have a bonfire tonight. Scooter Gennett, 2 hits, an RBI, a run scored in tonight's series finale. Low and away, 2-0. Two on, 2 out, 2-0 pitch, and that's low and away. 3 balls, no strikes. Kurt Casale is the pinch hitter on deck. He is the last man on the bench for Cincinnati.
Last man standing.
Rain has actually let up. Still falling, but not with as great intensity as it was just a few moments ago. 3-0 and ball 4. So the bases are loaded. And now that tying run is at 3rd and the winning run is at 2nd. But that winning run is Joey Votto, who we have seen is still not running all that well at second base. So might not be a given that he could score even on a base hit to the outfield. Hopefully that won't be an issue. As
well, the only guy they have, they're gonna pinch run Lorenzen.
Oh, they are gonna bring him out.
Their pitcher that is a pretty good athlete, and you know what? Don't be surprised if they put somebody at first base and maybe him in the outfield, because if they have nobody else.
So I am not surprised by that move at all, because we've just watched Votto really struggle to run throughout the entire series. So Lorenzen running, representing the winning run at 2nd. And it comes down to Brad Hand against Kurt Casale. In the dirt. What a pick by Perez. Woo-hoo.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was a heck of a pick right there, or that's a tie game. He picks it and came up and looked him back.
The 1-0. Slows it down, drops it in for a strike. Brad Hand ready, the 1-1 pitch, and he does the same thing. Drama right to the end here in Cincinnati, with Cleveland clinging to a 1-run lead. Bases loaded, 2 down, and the 1-2 pitch to Casale. In the air, right field. Geyer is back and makes the catch. The Reds leave him loaded, and the Indians sweep the series here in Cincinnati, winning it by a final score of 4-3. And the Tribe takes the Ohio Cup Series 4-2. Indians are now 69-51 on the year. They've won 5 in a row and 12 out of their last 15. Winning pitcher is Dan Otero. He goes to 2-1 on the year, and Brad Hand will get the save for the Indians. It's his 4th with the Tribe and his 28th on the year. And the losing pitcher for Cincinnati is Cody Reed. Cody Reed now is 0-1 on the season. Loss dropped Cincinnati to 52-69 on the year. Well, it's an entertaining finale right to the end.
Yeah, you knew the bullpen was going to have to hold them today, because once they hit, you know, they got that 4th run on the